Germany has the FKK, or what is translated and known as the free body movement or free body culture, and America and the rest of the world have Facebook and Instagram, which have just announced that they will be lifting the ban on birthday suit activity or nudity. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because, well, that is very good news. And I talk about it all the time, the cultural differences between Germany and America, and the fact that America is just too childish to, allow that to happen. Allow that to happen at all. I mean, we've been overhyping women's bodies for a long time. Overhyping is a monetizable word for what I really want to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. There is a catch with this ban, and that is really what we're going to be diving into. Facebook, Instagram will lift ban on bare female body top parts, but only for trans and non-binary people. Facebook and Instagram will now allow transgender and non-binary users to flash their bare chests, but women who were born female and who are eager to free the nipple are out of luck, according to Meta's advisory board. Meta's oversight board, an independent body of experts, which Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has called the company's Supreme Court for content moderation and censorship policies, ordered Facebook and Instagram to lift a ban on images of topless women for anyone who identifies as transgender or non-binary, meaning they view themselves as neither male or female. This is going to become very interesting, and I have a big piece to say about this. And I'm not against this. I want to lead with that. I'm not against this. I am going to say it is going to be very tricky for people who are trying not to get banned. The same image of female presenting chest would be prohibited if posted by a cisgender woman, but permitted if posted by an individual identifying as non-binary, the board noted in its decision. A cisgender person is anyone who identifies as gender that they were assigned at birth. The board cited in a recent decision to overturn a ban on 2 Instagram posts by a couple that describes themselves as transgender and non-binary that posed topless but covered their chests, only to have the post flagged by other users. Meta banned the image, but the couple won their appeal and the photo was restored online. Meta will rely on human reviewers who will be tasked with quickly assessing both a user's as the policy applies to female upper chest parts and their gender identity. The proposed change is in response to the complaints that the old policy discriminated against gender fluid users. The board added that there will be an additional related exceptions based on the context of protest, birth giving, afterbirth, and breastfeeding, which it did not examine here, but also must be assessed. A spokesperson for Meta told the Post, "We welcome the board's decision in this case." A lot going on here, and we do have a lot to discuss because this gets very interesting, and I will explain why this is a huge deal in a second. I'll explain the community's general consensus on what this is. We're actually going to look at some Instagram posts that have this very same story and read the comments of a lot of people who are either for or against this, and they themselves are going to address the same issue that I'm having with this whole thing. There is a famous quote by iDubbbz.
It's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Exactamundo. This is the post that I actually saw right here that's been kind of getting the internet to explode in kind of an uproar. And this is not the only platform that has done this. Ali Lottie says, "Hey, fire emoji." This next comment says, "Whole lot of words just to say anyone but women." And this has 13,000 likes. Pay attention to the comments with the most likes, because they are the voices of the people in the comment section. People who want to say what they want to say, but they can't say what they want to say for fear of reprisal. Next comment is, "Can't open Insta in public no more." GFN Bino says, "Everyone finna be they, them now." Here is the issue, and you may have seen it already. Once again, in the words of iDubbbz,
it's either all okay or none of it's okay.
As a person who's been on the internet for a long time and who has had social media accounts for a very long time, the issue with getting banned off platforms is becoming more and more gray. It used to be more black and white back in the day. It is not very black and white now. You have something like this, which is intended on being a W. It's intended on being a positive thing, supposed to mitigate the discrimination of trans and non-binary people, and I'm all for that. Here's the issue. You're going to have a mass amount of people taking advantage of that. These images are going to be reviewed by human reviewers. And we're all human. So the issue would be, once again, did you assume the gender? Did you assume the of the individual when determining whether or not to ban this person from the platform or to take their post down for showing their bare chest? I've been saying this for a long time. The issue was never boobs, it was because if you notice, me and my friend were talking about this yesterday at work. There was an awards show. You guys are all familiar with the Golden Globes and stuff like that. There was a lady that walked up there and she had a see-through dress. And when I mean see-through, it looked like they put fishnet on her pretty much. Like a see-through, clearly broad as day fishnet on her. And you could see straight through the dress. Like, you know, you could see everything. It wasn't censored. I didn't have a problem with it not being censored, but my issue with this whole thing is women's bodies have been for a long time, especially in America. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but definitely in America. So people get all giggly like, ooh, and it makes it very difficult for a policy like this to get passed, because now what's going to start happening is now everybody about to be non-binary. For real. I'm not even saying this on some funny stuff. Everybody's about to be non-binary. And while that's not a direct issue or anything, this is almost like an evasion tactic. You know what I mean? Because if they're not going to ban you for posting topless photos as long as you say you're non-binary, then everybody gonna be non-binary. I mean, who are you to say that they're not non-binary is the question. And of course, certain types of models on Instagram and off Instagram, if you know what I'm getting at, are definitely about to use this to their advantage. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, they just passed one of the most impactful rule changes on both platforms. But that's where the issue comes into play, because now you'll have a mass amount of people getting their pictures taken down, being reviewed by human reviewers, and the human reviewers scratching their heads, not wanting to get canceled because they're like, I don't know. I mean, we did just pass this policy, but how do we prove that they're not who they say they are? Like, how do we prove that they're not what they identify as? Like, how do you prove that? You literally have to approve every post. Now, there are other issues and stuff like that they should probably look into to be more specific. Obviously, there should be an age thing on this as well, because obviously the other issue is just because that this policy passed does not mean that people will not continue over sexualizing the female body, right? And yes, you can identify as trans or non-binary, but the reality of it is it's going to be chronically abused. It's going to be abused, and people will continue doing that as long as it benefits them. I'm not sure what you guys feel about this. I know Germany has had, like, I mean, you can see it everywhere in Germany. Like, okay, cool, boom, 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 boom. Does sometimes it get over sexualized? Sometimes, yeah, but for the most part, everyone's cool with it. Like, there's like a silent agreement. Okay, it's just a body, bro. It's nothing crazy. We see this all the time. However, Gen Z in general, bro, is not too accepting of stuff like that. I mean, they are and they aren't in the same breath. You know what I mean? I see this becoming a huge issue, and I feel like they're going to have to really, really, really be very thorough with what this entails. You know what I mean? Because at this point, if you know, they're saying, okay, trans people and non-binary people are allowed to go topless. There literally is no way that you can tell that someone is, you know, is or is not non-binary. I can literally identify as non-binary right now, and then boom, none of my shirtless photos will get taken down. But that's a privilege of mine. I don't get my shirtless pictures taken down because, you know, I guess there is not an over of men. It's men over women. So it's a very interesting topic, and it is taking the internet by storm, because as you can see, a lot of people are against this. They don't want to open their phones in public out of fear of people thinking that they're on the hub or other adult sites. And then there's other people that are more concerned with another issue that I want to bring up as carefully as possible. Age, right? We all know that not everybody on the internet is the age that they say they are. In particular, people that are under the age of 18. So I feel like this particular guideline is going to blow up in the platform's face, because once you allow this, you kind of open the floodgates for some very, very disturbing content to appear on the platform, if you know where I'm headed with this. We're going to end this video with a few questions that I need you guys to answer in the comments down below right now. A, is this fair to women? B, do you see the issues that I'm talking about and how they will affect people in the future? And C, is this policy potentially dangerous?